All right, everybody. Ohio State, in its infinite wisdom, seems to have banned Dave Portnoy, owner of Barstool Sports and most recent contributor to Fox's Big Noon kickoff for this Ohio State-Texas game that's coming up here on Saturday. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the why, how smart that is. I don't know. This to me seems like it's a distraction that didn't need to be had. I don't know. I mean, Ryan keeps a pretty tight grasp on the team. I don't think this is going to affect them, but this is just something. Again, in my opinion, you're allowing a guy who basically makes his living off of trolling fan bases, mainly Ohio State, to be one of them, and that's his livelihood. And then now you've just given him the biggest ammunition you can possibly give him by banning him. And I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what the reason is. It can't just be you're critical of Ohio State, or there'd be a lot of people not let into the Ohio Stadium. I don't know if it's a connection with Connor Stallions. I don't know if, what it is. There still hasn't been a release from the university that this is absolutely official. I don't know if it was the banner that he flew, or what those things, what if it was a compilation of all these things that are leading to this. But at the end of the day, you couple this with the state representative that we had that was trying to ban flag planting at Ohio Stadium. And, you do this. And I don't understand the logic behind this because, again, it would be like a Michigan fan, and I make money off Michigan fans on X. Don't get me wrong. They are the biggest, easiest troll in the world when you start talking about the cheating scandal and everything else, and they just chime in and they go crazy. Tennessee fans, you're right up there. I love you guys too. I'll be down there in a couple of weeks in Knoxville, get to meet some of you guys. But yeah, this to me seems, on the face of it, just really dumb, because now you're giving a guy who makes his living off internet trolling a reason and a vehicle to make more money, to do more of what he does. And that to me is just the dumbest thing that you could possibly be doing at this point. I don't understand why you would do that as a university. Now, that aside, here's the other argument that I've heard people this morning say is like, this is the shot to Big Noon, to Fox, to Big Noon kickoff. How so? How is this a knock on Big Noon? How is this affecting Fox's ability? They're loving it. They get publicity off of this. There's going to be more eyeballs tuned in because they're probably going to talk about it on set, so people are going to tune in more. Maybe people that would be watching Game Day and Lee Corso's final thing on Game Day now are going to jump over and say, oh, let me see why or what they're talking about on Big Noon kickoff, the pregame show, because Dave Portnoy has been banned. So now you've done that as well. Now you're giving Fox what they want, which is more viewers. And a game where there's boycott Fox. No one's boycotting Fox. No one's boycotting watching this game. It's the biggest game of the season so far. Might be the biggest game of the season all year. It's huge. So, that's not a great point either. I don't think that, yes, is the contract with Fox horrible? Did Kevin Warren screw over Ohio State and by extension the Big Ten by not putting some kind of cap or clause in this contract that you can't just put Ohio State at noon every single time that they have a decent game on the schedule? Absolutely. He's a horrible commissioner. He's going to be a horrible, GM. He's just not a good business guy. He's the definition of failing upward. But this isn't the answer. This is not the answer of anything that's going to make a positive outcome for Ohio State fans or for this, for the school, or, it's not going to change the Penn State game. It's not going to change the time of the Penn State game. Fox isn't going to be like, oh, well, you banned Dave Portnoy and then he won't be able to come in for the Penn State game either. Maybe we should think about changing our, when we're, no, they're not going to do that. So I don't there's zero positive upside for Ohio State, for their fan base, for the university, for anything. And all the positive upside of banning Dave Portnoy from Big Noon from Ohio Stadium is going to go to Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports, and Fox. So the people that allegedly we want to, teach a lesson to and hurt by doing this are going to benefit from it the most. But again, Ohio State has not been that forward thinking. You'd think with Ross and the way he's handled things and being more on the progressive side, that this would be a little bit better. But I don't see this as a win for Ohio State at all. I see this as a big loss for them, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Check back in tomorrow. I'm going to start doing the pregame stuff and the analyzation and breaking down a little Texas versus Ohio State, and maybe even look at a couple more other games on the schedule this weekend.